Nobody's really hyped about professional development. Huh? This is a little bit about my background. But you guys ain't come here to learn about me. With social emotional learning, we're using social emotional learning to build rapport and to build relationships with our young people. All right. It is very important that we build relationships with our young people. Okay. So that's a little bit about me. We're building trust through social emotional learning and rapport in urban environments. And we know that coming from different environments, we have different ways, different beliefs, different stressors, different things that we deal with daily. All right. But at the end of the day, just like the young people, thank you. Just like the young people who go through things, we go through things as well. All right. We go through divorces, bad relationships, financial situations, and we have bad days just like the students. All right. So these are some of the things that we're going to go over. Build awareness through social emotional learning as the foundation of teaching, exploring strategies to earn trust and build rapport in urban environments, shift from managing students to influencing them through relationships. All right. You can't teach a mind until you've reached the heart. All right. And I know some of us like, man, I came here to teach. I ain't come here to be nobody's friend. I get it. I get it. But we pretty much work for them. All right. And our job, if you want to gauge yourself on how successful you are at your job, is based on how well you are able to teach the students. All right. And it comes with a different things that you'll need to imply in order to get through to them. All right. So here are some of the urban realities. Some of you already know this, and some of you already experienced it. So to keep it engaging, what's your name, coach? Military guy, right? All right. Who? Army vet. Army vet. Can you go ahead and read the first one for me? Absolutely. A lot of us experience trauma. A lot of us experience broken trust. That's a lot of us. I'm sure we had some relationships ain't go right. We didn't experience these things. And as a result of these things, we operate a certain kind of way. Okay. It has become the foundation of why we operate a certain kind of way. Some people are outspoken and bubbly, walk up, hey, Ashley B. And then some people are like, oh, and they don't say anything, right? So we can understand this. And understanding this assists us with understanding young people who are trying to navigate their broken situations, their instability, and the things that they have going on at home. All right. Walls up, protection, not disrespect. Somebody give me an example of that. See, now y'all giving me that same energy that the students give. I ain't see no hands fly up. So, anybody want to raise their hand? Give me an example of that you probably already dealt with in the classroom. You don't want to talk. Okay, that's a good example. I don't want to talk. Yes, ma'am. Don't touch me. What's your name? Sister. Yes. Thank you. I need help, but I don't want to ask for it. Okay, so when you people who deal with trauma sense they sense to close in, they go inward, and the reason why they do that is because their trust has been broken. So now they have a wall up. Because I'm sure somebody in here dealt with a relationship. The relationship went left. Now everybody that tries to talk to them, they pushing them away because they think the thing that happened to them before is going to happen to them again. That's the same thing that happens to students. A lot of their trust is violated by people they care about, people that they felt loved them, right? So now they got a wall up, and it's very difficult for you all to get through to them because they got the wall up. All right. Urban youth face layered challenges, poverty, violence, family and friends lost, and inconsistency. We all know that on the south side of Miles, not just in Cleveland, it's a lot of things going on as it relates to violence that kids witness every day. Friends being killed, family members being killed. And for me, a combat veteran who dealt with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, we've had post-traumatic stress disorder in urban environments since I can remember. Some of you all have experienced post-traumatic stress in your environments. And these kids are experiencing it in their environments. So it's important that we learn about social emotional learning so that we can assist them with that or get them help with dealing with some of the stuff. We had kids that went to this school that were shot and killed. And when kids kill other kids and then they go to jail for 80 years, that's 2 lives gone. That's 2 lives gone. So it's important that we we practice our craft and learn what we can learn in order to master when we're in an environment to influence our young people. Just influence them. All right. So schools must become a safe zone where emotional security leads to academic success. Some of the teachers are like, well, we don't feel safe in here neither. I'm at the rec center, and every kid that leave here, a lot of them come to the rec center. I'm 5'10", 215 pounds. I'm the security. And I'm not putting my hands on kids, and I've been over there for 4 years. We barely have fights inside the rec. We barely, probably 5 in 4 years. We had one brawl where it was more than 2 people. Maybe the second year we were open. What that should tell you is it has everything to do with me being able to control the environment. And I personally control the environment by building relationships. I know what they into, if they smoking weed, if they not smoking weed. I tell them all the time, if you get to 10th grade, you get to the 10th grade and you start smoking weed, then now you got 1 foot in the door and then 1 foot in the streets. Right around 10th grade, they either going up or down. Because they freshman year, they trying to find themselves. They don't know who their true friends is yet. They don't know who they're going to hang with, what they want to do. Just like when we were young. They trying to figure it out. And I always tell them, hey, get around the people that's winning. If you want to hoop, go with the hoopers. You want to play football, go with them. You want to be in ROTC, go with them. Don't put one in, you can't do both. But because I had that conversation with them, they like, oh, he must care. And I understand it's a different environment with me being at the rec and then you guys having them in the classroom for 6 or 7 hours a day. But I personally believe if I build a relationship with the kids in the classroom, because I have a substitute license, that it makes my day less stressful. Because I can go tell, hey, not today, brother. Okay, if you need a break, here's a hall pass, go to the bathroom, be back in 10 minutes. All right. So just understanding those things. All right. So in the Army, I was in combat. I was in Afghanistan, 2009, 2010. I pretty much got a 2-week notice. I was at Glenville. This is an illustration. And they was like, you're going to Kennedy. Now I've been at Glenville for 2 years. Now I got to go over to Kennedy. Now when I get over to Kennedy, don't nobody know me over here. And in 2 weeks, we going to Afghanistan. And they told me, you leaving in 6 weeks. And I was like, all right, cool. I was married at the time. I had a new daughter and I had a son. And I was like, all right, cool. I can get myself together in 6 weeks. They told me that. I moved to the company on the 15th. I had boots on the ground in Afghanistan, May 30th. 2 weeks, they didn't vaccinate. I was gone, right? And I had to go out there with a bunch of people I did not know. And I had to believe that you would sacrifice yourself or make a decision to save my life. And you had to believe that I would do the same thing for you. And we had to be there for a year. So it's very important that I learned that. It was very important for me to build rapport. I had to know, hey, how many kids you got? Oh, you like listening to that? I learned country music, rock music, all kinds of music, jazz, pop, everything. Food, different foods. I learned all of that. And when I went out there, we had about 7 conflicts, TICs, it's called troops in combat. When we had to engage the enemy or the enemy engaged us. All 21 of us went over there. All 21 of us came back. So we were kind of in a situation where we didn't have a choice. Okay, so some of the same is true for students that they follow or they believe in. Like, so I had a teacher. Some of you got a teacher. Anybody in here had a teacher to this day that you remember that was like your favorite teacher? Yeah? Okay, tell me about your favorite teacher. Miss Stacy Robinson. Why was she your favorite teacher? Miss Green? Georgia Lester.
Who's your coach?
This is your coach? Bussarn was your coach? Okay. Once again, I appreciate everyone sharing and being good students. Y'all being good students. Y'all are mirroring or you guys are showing me what it looks like. And this is exactly the place you want to go to when you're in the classroom. And I know you guys have only a certain amount of time in your block of instructions and things like that. And we're going into, it's about to be almost second half of the school year, almost. But yeah, almost. But when you're in these environments, I love going to professional development because at the end of the day, I just want to be the best version of myself in whatever craft I'm in. It's very important to me because I grew up in these environments where, because of the way I dress and how I carry myself at the games and how I meet them where they at and showing up and supporting them and being consistent, like she said, they listen to me. And where we were raised, it was, oh, you got to be an athlete or a rapper. But I show them something different when when I got on my Cleveland State stuff and I'm walking out the reg and they were like, you go to Cleveland State? I'm like, yeah, twin. Yeah, what you doing? All age, I give them something different. I drive a car that might be appeasing to them. It ain't no Benz, nothing like that. But it's appeasing to them. So when they look at me, they don't see a rapper. They don't see an athlete. Even though I get out there and play sports with them every now and again, they don't see that. They see something different. They see a different opportunity. Like Mr. Hughes said, like showing them a different way. And it might feel like, man, I don't want to do no extra work. I went to school to teach. But in anything that you do in your life, and as you know, it ain't just in the classroom. You still get homework. You still got to study for the test. So I challenge you all to do the same thing when you're teaching students. Times are different. It is not the same that it was when we were younger. And I know some of you all are older than me, and that's fine. But I'm 40, so I've been out of school 20 years. I'm an OG now. So, so I do have an experience in knowing these. I also was in learning disability classes all the way throughout Glenville. Never passed the proficiency test. But because I had a teacher named Miss Bailey, rest her soul, she passed away a couple years ago, who would sit me at her front desk and make me do my work, make me take my medicine, I ended up graduating from high school. And then I went and did other great things. And until the day she died, she a Facebook message to this day that she was so proud of me. And I thanked her because if it wasn't for her advocating for us, holding us accountable, being a mom, like Miss Green said, I don't know if I'll be standing here before you in this environment that we're growing up in today. So I'd be like, as adults, we get so caught up in being adults and solving problems that in order to be an effective problem solver, you have to be able to put yourself in that person's shoes and be that adult that you would have wanted your 15-year-old self to respond to. So if you 15, like, okay, all right, let's go back to being 15 in high school. Okay, I hated geometry or whatever. I can't stand gym. What? Okay, right? I hated it. Some of you got classes that you hated it. What class did you hate for that? Math. All right. But look who made it. Math, right? But look who made it. Look who made it. He made it through and got higher education. As a math teacher is crazy work. That's what the young people say. That is diabolical, right? But that all of you have a story. Everybody in here have a story of adversity when it comes to going to school, whether it was in college, high school, whatever. Everybody has a story, right? And these young people in this environment that they're in, some people, before I bought a house, I lived 5 minutes away. Before I bought that house this year, I lived in Strongsville. Because my mentality was, I am not about to come into the hood and then sleep in the hood. But after getting into the nitty gritty or getting into the deeper things to understand what my purpose is in life, I had to be here. I'm already battle tested. I've been to Afghanistan. I grew up in the environment. I'm already battle tested. But in my mind, it was like, I want peace. I sleep good at night. I sleep good. I had to get here, and I see them at the gas stations. Sometimes throw a shiesty on when I be seeing them. They like, what and I put that, it's probably dangerous. I probably shouldn't do it. But I do it to relate to them, right? I don't jump out the car on them or nothing. Or I wear Prada cups. And they be like, ooh, Prada cups. or I listen to their music. And people and our adults who grew up in these urban environments be like, their music is so bad. Now I had every intent to put the music on that we used to listen to. Tear the club up, thugs. The violent music that we used to listen to. So I had to humble myself and be like, okay, this is what they listen to. Let's find some ways around it to still keep it. So now I can go and be like, oh, NEL Chopper, I'll be dancing 6-7. I know they spamming y'all with the 6-7 thing right now, but I get into them because I can connect with them that way. They might come into your classroom. What's your name, ma'am? Miss Mary. They come in your classroom. You done had a long day. They come in your classroom and it's just, oh, here we come, 8th period, and Johnny finna get on my nerves. He just walk in, you be 6-7. I'm telling you, it's gonna change the trajectory that you even know about it because the cultural difference. I'm telling you, and it don't take long. So there's a strategy, 210. 210. Anybody ever heard of the 210? 210 is spend 2 minutes for 10 days getting to know a student where you're not talking about academics. Maybe she do her lashes or her edges. Maybe some of y'all know how to do your edges better than they know how to do their edges, or you got a little secret. Some of you, Vaseline, whatever, I don't know. But whatever it may be, but it doesn't involve school. Maybe they're on the team and they're struggling. A lot of the coaches are, yeah, they got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I was at the Warrensville game on the sidelines because I'm an Ohio State official. I have a substitute license. I ref football. I ref basketball. I can go anywhere. I'm everywhere they at. And in order for me to be effective in my passion and my practice and what God has called me to do, I have to be everywhere they at. I was at the Warrensville game on the sideline, and one of our players who was having a meltdown, and coaches was trying to talk it. Hey, he done took his equipment off and threw it several times up and down, creating a scene. I was like, look at this. And I let him have it for a little while. The coaches were still on him. They were still on him. And I just couldn't take it no more. Now, what I know, he was with Mentor with the Mentees. So just because I never shared this conversation with Coach, I walked up, I put my arm around him, and it took 2 of these conversations, I believe. I said, do you really think the way you acting on this sideline represents you being a member of Mentor with the Mentees? Because at the end of the day, before you anything, you got to be a man about how you move. And if you can't take what's going on the sideline, be a man, and at halftime, put your stuff down and call it a day. But what I respected about the situation at Warrensville is when he decided at halftime that he was done, he was actually done. He actually put his stuff down. He stopped the show. And sometimes we got to give kids time to stop the show. They might cuss in the classroom. They might not want to participate. They might get embarrassed. And sometimes our power is less is more. Less is more. Especially from people who been in the urban environments, less is more. Because you a human being. If you get to cussing me out, I might want to cuss you out. But the best thing to do is set your standard and remove yourself. That's how I've been effective. I've had people over there that really in the streets. And I always tell them when we get here, I'd be like, hey, you know why I always give you respect? Because I expected that. This is my house. I'm not going to come to your house and disrespect your house. If I do, what happened? You ain't got to tell me already now. So I'm giving you respect. And now I'm meeting with that witness real. So you having a bad day? I see you tomorrow. What I used to do was give them 30 days. I'll see you in 30 days. But what I learned and what I matured and I put my ego to the side, it only takes 21 days to build a habit. And if you already got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, 21 days will give them just enough they need to be out. So I send them home for a day and bring them back. And then when they come back, I'll probably feed them and we talk through the situation. Or I probably show up at the game and we talk through the situation. Probably go in the gym and we talk through the situation. All right? So use the 2 and 10 method. Let's try that tomorrow. Who was popular? Don't lie. Who was popular in school? You was popular, right? So did you have a huge following? What about you, Hughes? Yeah, he had followers. So check this out. This is how this works. And just think about it. It's so simple. If I build a relationship with Hughes, then anytime I have a problem and Hughes is around and he has respect for me, he gonna check it. Hey, chill, man. Coach Larry, hey, chill, man. Hey, what you doing? Hey. And when they see that Hughes is cool with Coach Larry, then now they want to be cool with Coach Larry. So sometimes your strategy could be, if this is my classroom, what's the teacher name behind you? Miss Williams? I'll be like, Miss Williams, how you doing today? What's going on? What you been doing this weekend? None? You ain't got no plans? You just gonna be at home all day. Well, what you gonna eat?
I don't know, that reminds me of.
Whatever, you gonna eat noodles?
No.
I make some mean noodles.
No thanks.
No, thank you. Look, one day I'm gonna make some noodles, you can try. All right, hold on. Now, I'm back in class. So what we going over today, class? It's to the team. Now, guess what I just did? I started building that rapport. Because I still got to stay to the mission, but I started building that rapport. Right? And she might be, let me get a tough student. He's a tough student. Okay, Delta. Tough student. Hey, how you doing, Delta? Don't do this. So you, you know what I mean? And look, I still can teach my class. Next slide. You know, and it makes it fun. So sometimes getting back to who you were as a kid, think like, oh, how can I make my math class fun? I hated math. So you the subject matter expert of making it fun. Because you know exactly why you hated it. And I said you got all the reason in the world to assist students who had the same issues that you had. You know? So that's really what it is. And once we do that, we already went through this, but once we do that, we get this. And I'm going to close. We get this. Students who trust the teachers show higher attendance and effort. They have a 40% fewer behaviors and incidents, and they engage 60% more. And you know what? Now you're executing as a teacher. Now you're being a productive teacher. Now you're having less stressful days. Now you're starting to enjoy going to your classroom. So I encourage you to come up with creative ways to get these kind of results. And the way you do that is you got to be into some of the stuff that they into. Might listen to it, might burn your ear off to hear some of the music. Might not make all the games, but I'm consistent at showing up at games. And nothing's going to make a student play harder and perform better than a teacher showing consistency in their support. Because most of these students in this environment don't have support. They don't care about what the student got going on. So students not feeling seen. Teachers in leadership positions, they feel they're authoritative, so the students don't feel heard. And if you have that kind of environment in your classroom, then now that's the reason why you have such a stressful environment. And my hat goes off to all the teachers that are out here making an effort to make a difference in the classroom and in these young people's lives, because I know you get burnt out. I know you get stressed. Some of you went through divorce. Some of you went through financial situations. Some of you lost people you love, and you're still showing up in the classroom. So my hat goes off to you, but I encourage you to find ways such as building rapport, understanding social and emotional learning and how it can impact your classroom and make your days less stressful. I encourage you to do that. So moving forward, We can't save every kid, but we can reach every kid. If you're like, we can't save every kid as long as we save one. I hate that narrative. So let's just try to do this. Let's try to reach all of them. And if you have a good relationship with them, then your influence comes with that. And if you can influence a young person like you got influenced by a teacher, then the legacy that you have today will last, such as Miss Green's relationship with her teacher that she remembers today, such as Miss Bailey, rest her soul. You want to have that legacy on the students, all right? Every word, look, or tone builds or breaks a relationship. Kids know real is real. They can tell if you fake and if you cared, if you don't. Just like you did. Like I said, go back. Take a step back so you can bring them forward, but go back. Show up with patience, purpose, and love. Don't have to explain that. If you need a day off, a mental health day, take it. Take it on a Friday, you get a 3-day. Take it on a Monday, you get a 3-day. But if you need it, take it, because mental health is real as well. Every student deserves one adult who won't give up on them. I looked at the stats and it says about 42 teachers in here, give or take a few, right? If 42 teachers had one student that's 42 kids that they'll be able to tell a Ms. Green's story, Mr. Hughes' story. They'll be able to tell that story after their success. Coach Larry's story. Every teacher in here commit to, hey, you know what, I'm gonna do 2 for 10. No academic stuff. Just, hey, homegirl, I see you got the edges pressed. You gonna be all right in this class today, ain't you? All right, you have any problems, you come directly to me and we will resolve it together. Don't get all loud and get in here, right? So let's be mindful of that. Any questions? Concerns? I knew y'all weren't gonna have no questions. Look, y'all doing what the kids do to y'all. When y'all be like, any questions? Any questions? So everybody understand the assignment. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? No, I get it, but I just want you to understand you getting what you give. Y'all do the same thing. All right. So since y'all have no questions, I'm gonna do what y'all do. I'm in the class, so I'll go to lunch.